Hi guys, it's me Chrissy, and okay, let's just address this. Yes, I have acne problems right now. Second of all, since you're gonna be looking at my face, that's what it is right now. But this isn't about my acne or my problems. This video is about the Own Voices readathon, which is taking place throughout the whole month of October, and it's basically about authors who belong to a certain minority group who write books based on their own experiences or their own minority. Basically, this is like your own identity for your own minority. Sorry, if I'm getting anything wrong, feel free to correct me down in the comments below. I will also be leaving the links to the people who started this readathon down below, as well as the Goodreads list of book recommendations that you can read throughout this month down below. And I believe the readathon said that if you just even read just one book this month from any sort of diverse books, you're part of the readathon. So I think that's really, really cool. So I'm just here to recommend a couple books that one of them was in the list and a couple others aren't. So I'm excited to talk to you about them. So the first one I'm going to be recommending is Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. This is a graphic novel memoir of the author who grew up in Iran during the Islamic Revolution and her struggles with war and then leaving the country as a young girl. This is just part one. There's also part two, which I still have to get my hands on. But as a starter, this is really, really good. And then after that, I recommend Falling Leaves by Adeline. This is the longer version of this book. Actually comes, I think, not in two parts, but it's there's a shorter version of the book which this is a memoir. The shorter version of the book is called Chinese Cinderella, and it's basically about Adeline's childhood during I believe it was World War II in China, and living abroad and going to boarding school during the war and all that. And the Falling Leaves is from her childhood to her adulthood. This is basically about her childhood being the fifth younger daughter. She was the last daughter of the first wife of her dad, and for that her mom died, I think, during childbirth. So they blame her. They would call her like they would say like she killed their mother. So then the dad ended up marrying a second wife who pretty much just abused them emotionally, physically. Well, I'm not entirely sure physically, but emotionally and mentally. So this made me cry buckets, but it is a very, very good book. And then I'm probably because I love memoirs, so I'm probably going to be reading what I talk about when I talk about running, a memoir by Haruki Murakami. And this is just, I think, talking about him training for the New York City Marathon. So there we go. I don't know much about it, but I am excited to read it, and this is probably the only one I'm going to be getting to during this whole month, if I'm not like too drowned in spooky books and stuff. So the last one is another recommendation from my own country, and it wasn't on the list, and I really, really think that this is a very good book. And if you really want to get to know like the Filipino culture, or like just basically, I read this book and also my book BFF Rimas, and we both agree like it's so Filipino, and that is Illustrado by Miguel Syjuco. I've just been waiting to recommend this since I read it because it's so good. It's about a guy whose mentor dies, and he comes back to the Philippines to find out more about why his mentor killed himself, and also to try to discover his mentor's last manuscript of a book he was writing based on the Filipino ruling families. So there is magical realism, there's mystery, there is entertainment in here, and there's like some real stuff. Yeah. And it's really interesting because the author Miguel Syjuco also named himself as a character. So I'm not sure, like, I mean, this can't get more my own voice than that, you know? So if you find this anywhere, in a bookstore near you, you know, just pick this up and you read this. So these are all the books: Illustrado, Persepolis, what I talk about when I talk about running, and Falling Leaves are my recommendations for the Own Voices readathon. So I will leave all the necessary links down below, and thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!